Hi everyone, it's Newman Thomas. Welcome back. On this channel, we take a fresh look at entrepreneurship, investing, business startups using high quality content. If you haven't already, please hit the like and the subscribe button. It will help this channel immensely. Thank you. On today's session, we will look at why women are more likely to start later in entrepreneurship versus men. Women start later in entrepreneurship than men in two ways. So the first thing is there is a high expectation of women to be passive, is what I call the social construct in decision making at a young age is taken away from them. So here are some of those examples. Her father at a young age decides what clothes she wears or who she dates. Secondly, her mother brings her up to be a woman to learn how to cook and clean. She has no choice about this. Thirdly, society tells us that this is how the things should be for a woman. And also for men, this is how men should be. Men should be aggressive. Men should be out there taking risks in businesses and things like that. In this case, society tells women that you should stay home. You should learn how to cook. You should learn how to clean. You should learn how to look after loved ones. And if you don't conform to society's way of defining women, you are a crazy person. The fourth thing is women don't want to look desperate in asking a guy out on a date. They want the guy to do all the initiative, to take all the risks. So women will just sit back and let the guy or the men do all the initiating and taking all those risks. So women don't learn how to take risk at an early age, which some of these skills are needed when you get into starting a business or being an entrepreneur. Normally, women don't take risk, but men do. So in my previous video, I talk about men taking the initiative, men or young boys teasing each other, pushing each other around, developing thick skin at a very young age. So women have a different social construct that is defined for them by society, which is quite sad. The second thing why women start later on in life, so at the very first one is earlier in their life, society has created the system for them. You should act this way. You should dress this way. And then the second thing is as women grow, become much more mature and older, the second thing is there are the changes in their circumstances that will cause them to think and say, man, I better stand on my own 2 feet and become an entrepreneur. And this is why women start later in life as well. So second thing is some of the change in circumstances are women lose their job. So on the next video, I will talk about how to start a business during a recession, because when women lose their job or men lose their job, how can you start a job or how can you start a business when you lose their job? So stay tuned for that video. It's coming very soon. So some of the changing circumstances are they lose their job because they're pregnant. So when they're pregnant, obviously they can't work and they have to take time to look after the unborn child. So in doing that, they lose their job, or there is a change in their circumstance. The next circumstance is when they lose their job, they need to take care of a loved one. So for example, if their parents are sick, if the child is sick, who is most likely to look after that person? It is not the male, it is generally the female or the woman of the family that will look after that sick person. Now another one is a relation breakdown that can cause a change in circumstance. What I mean is when there is a marriage dissolve, that will cause a woman to actually start entrepreneurship or start a business. Also with the relationship breakdown is there could be pressure in life that cause them to really rethink their priorities in life. I mentioned this before as well. So someone gets sick, most likely the childcare center will call the parents, the mother of the child, compared to the father, unless there's different circumstances. But most likely, when a parents are sick, it is the woman that will go and look after the parents. The other change in circumstance could be there is a desire for women to be financially independent. And then also the father of the child is not around anymore and provide financial support, or the financial support they get from the father, that's not cut it. So in women's mind, I must now be the provider and protector for my family because the father is not around anymore. So let's look at an example of why this change in circumstance can really trigger women to start on the entrepreneur journey. So let's look at the example of, let's say there is a marriage dissolved and the mother is now left with 3 children and the father is off to the next lady. So let's do a summary. At a young age, women are told by society, this is how you should behave and do things. So that's the very first one, up to a certain point. Then the second one is, then life throws them a curveball. There's change in circumstances. Someone got sick, they got pregnant, and women are usually more driven than men to be an entrepreneur because they have a strong reason to do this. They are left with 3 kids. What are they going to do? They're not going to sit around. In women's mind, because of the change in circumstances, in their mind, in this particular example, I need to feed my kids. Now, in the first video we talk about is men take many years to develop skills and confidence and conviction, taking the risk, persistence, passion. Patience men take many years to develop these skills, and women would basically develop these skills overnight because now they have children, they have their own kids that are starving. So that's it for today's session. I hope you guys enjoy that. I really enjoyed putting together the session as well. On our next video, again, please don't forget to like and subscribe this channel because I'm going to release some really cool content that is coming. So our next video is how to start a business during a recession. Thank you.